This is a brief video tutorial on how to install an Inserta ICS and IGS Slip-In Check valve in a cavity. From time to time, we receive calls from individuals who are using these valves for the first time and have encountered difficulty in their installation. I will demonstrate a method that I have found to be useful in making installation easy. It is important to remember two things, in my opinion. One, the orientation of the valve in the cavity must be correct for the design intent. One of the advantages of these valves is that they may be installed with the free flow direction in one of two directions. This increases the usefulness of the valves, but can result in catastrophe if one is not careful in orienting them properly. Two, it is important to realize that the diametral clearance of the valve OD and the bore diameter is only a few thousandths of an inch. The valve will bind in the cavity with only a small amount of axial misalignment, and no amount of force will be helpful until axial alignment is restored. Having said this, let's get started. The valve has an O-ring at its inlet and at the outlet. Even for installation in a blind hole, where sealing function of the outlet O-ring is not important, it does not participate in sealing against leakage past the valve or sealing against leakage outside of the circuit, it is important that both O-rings be used. This allows proper pre-compression of the other O-ring so that it may seal at low pressure. You will find it almost impossible to install the valve in its cavity with the lead O-ring on. It is helpful if the O-ring is placed to the bottom of the cavity first. The check valve is then properly oriented for the application, aligned axially, and slowly introduced into the cavity. If it binds, don't force it. Remove, realign, and start over. Once the valve has contacted the O-ring at the bottom of the cavity, gentle pressure may be applied to seat the O-ring and set the valve at the bottom of the cavity. Note that the valve may still protrude slightly above the mounting surface, but this should be no more than about 0.010 of an inch. The valve will be flush once it is mated to an opposing surface, the fasteners are tightened, and the O-rings are axially compressed. The second O-ring may then be installed. I have found it useful to start at the 6 o'clock position with my thumbs and work my way around, coaxing the O-ring into the gland. The valve has been successfully installed and may now be mounted. For horizontal installation, I have found it helpful to place the valve so that one rib is down. Otherwise, the installation is the same. Remember to urge the O-ring into the gland, and again, I like to start at the 6 o'clock position and work my way around. And it's completed. So that's it. The valve is now ready for mounting. The ICS and IGS Slip-In Check valves are compact, have relatively low pressure drops when compared to a typical hydraulic cartridge valve, may be deployed with free flow in either direction, and may be used in pure axial or axial to radial flow applications. Please see more detailed product information on our website at www.inserta.com. Thank you for watching.